Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Pearl Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Hero of Zach, Defender of the Fatherland, off it to a 1v1 here on film approaching northwest is Redxwings, reddest of wings, champion of freedom and democracy. Here with the US 45th Infantry. In the southeast is the Lattouf, fighting here for the German Army. Deutschland here with the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. We got bikes and we got Panzerguns laid from the jeeps here for Redxwings. No battle group yet though. Asshole, of course, crying out for attention and food, mostly food. Even if it's not easy to speed, eating time at the moment of feeding time. Anyways, Rifle Squad the only way for Redxwings. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these videos possible. And a big thanks to commenting and liking on them, really helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So, we're off in a variety of directions. South, we got the bikes moving forwards. Rifle Squad there for Redxwings. And there you go, Jeep rushing southwards here. Already hunting for prey, and there you go, finds a bike. I mean, it's typically expect a bike out of the DAK, so having a Jeep out to counter that is typically a pretty savvy move. And there you go, running around in circles here, of course, trying not to drive too fast either, so it drives into the Jeep. And then ends up waiting too long, and then the Jeep catches up to it anyway. So we get a bit of awkward Benny Hilling about here. Up north, bit light skirmishing between the Panzerpionier and the Scouts here, with more Panzergunners with the Lattouf and Deutschland. Got the Jeep swimming forwards. Battling Yaring still. A bit light skirmishing Jeep versus Panzergrenadier. Panzerpionier in the move, back busy, another Rifle Squad here for Redxwings. More Panzergrenadiers about to be done here for Lattouf.
Panzergrenadiers have been mustered.
Bit of lighter skirmishing here, Jeep versus Panzergrenadier. Sending out here, we got another Rifle Squad. They're almost done here for Redxwings. More infantry, of course, pouring out onto the field here from both sides. Settling up here behind some shrubbery, hoping to stay clear of the enemies for now, at least to surprise them, perhaps. More skirmishing up near Panzerpionier versus the Jeep. They're forcing back 250 half-tech here for Lattouf. And grenades for Redxwings. Classic also chose as the DAK, since you do want to be able to ensure you can like sticky bomb any bikes or half-techs that get too close to you. Plus, of course, the grenades themselves don't have either. But it's really about this sticky grenades here. All lighter skirmishing up north, Panzerpionier trying to get the drop on the Jeep, but Redxwings having none of that here. His freedom sensors tingle and quickly turn the Jeep around. 250 half is almost done it for Lattouf far south here. Redxwings also making good progress. Taking some losses there.
Enemy forces have taken our territory.
No skirmishing here and there. Got the Jeep there. Already falling back to 350 half the rushes in there. Keep conducting a bit of self-repairs. Thumbs up. More rifling for Redxwings. As Lattouf and the German army slowly push onwards. Falling back here towards the base. No medic station in here though for Redxwings. Got Lattouf for the light support company. Panzer's pushing forward trying to get mauled down here with people rifling. Lattouf, of course, realizing this is a pretty bad thing to handle. His infantry withdraws it for this up like any significant casualties. Thumbs up there. Savvy play. North here back being pushed off.
Capture. Shall we fortify?
Got here the half-tech actually a bit aggressively in here. Meanwhile, as all this happening, we can see the Redxwings down south is going to few points on his opponent's base. Very savvy play there by Redxwings, puts pressure on his opponent's economy, even as the opponent's like, you know, playing elsewhere. So good to see map control there in the head for Redxwings.
Ammunition point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Definitely a bit of a habit with some players that tend to like get old folks like one part of the map and then they just like, you know, lock out the rest of the map, effectively just do nothing there. We've seen Lattouf now taking the Redxwings fuel point as well, so both players here aggressively hunting each other's fuel income there. So thumbs up to that.
Proximity alarm near our fuel point.
Air support center for Redxwings is a interesting choice. They're definitely not a common pick. Like zooming off, this one's right move back towards it, missing a two-pack with a grenade there. Doesn't matter, who knows. Keep heading southwest now as well to link up, noting it has not been upgraded to be able to capture points there, so considering it's got veterans 1, so it's not impossible he might be planning to lay down some machine guns with it and mortars. And there you go, catching the bike in the field point. MG-34's for Lattouf, the Maschinengewehr 34. Almost had the Jeep there. Redxwings definitely pushing his luck. That's Redxwings. And mechanized infantry rushing force. MG-34 almost done there for Lattouf. North-south falling spot hit to the forces of democracy and liberty. After there's the half-track. And the air support center is almost done there for Redxwings.
Survival improvements and smoke canisters are being requested for our vehicles.
Almost done.
Location secured. Can we get back to work now?
There's the Panzergrenadier. Up here, bit of hold up here. We got Panzerpunks in the ears. The Panzergrenadiers pushing in, backed up on him in 54. Nice flank here by Lattouf, catching here Redxwings infantry from an angle they were not expecting. Air reconnaissance deployed, medical stations. Things are certainly not going slowly here between these two commanders. And they're not just, I think, getting overfocused at one point as previously mentioned. They're actually playing across the entire breadth of the map, so that's really nice to see there. Actually, I think in larger parts of just playing more across the map. Instead of just, you know, like a lot of players do end up just focusing on the center and then ignoring everything else most of the time. Panzerjäger's called in here by Lattouf, obviously concerned about enemy light vehicles and probably just wants to see if he can't get rid of that Jeep. Jeep can be difficult to take care of. You actually see some DAK players straight up training Panzerjäger squads just for someone trying to counter the Jeep. Meanwhile, Redxwings for the mortar plus, there you go. 30 cal they're prepared, courtesy of Sir Jeep. That of course means Redxwings now has access to a fairly discounted machine gun team here to take on the Germans. The mortar's almost done there. Interesting choice of the mortars, well, of course, with the Lattouf having machine gun. It's, of course, obviously not an entirely bad choice either, but it's not exactly still a common choice as the DAK, I feel. There you go, machine gun loose. Jeep now is getting 250 half track, 30 cal rifle moving in here, and we got mortified there on the MG-14 here. Immediately somewhat lifting the shot here, but still not enough to give the Lattouf here the message and get him to move the machine gun elsewhere.
A victory point is being
Up
taken
north, we've
from
got the
us.
half track moving in there, swinging northwards here, motor pools for Redxwings, light vehicles, and then we got the flak feeling half track for Lattouf, also going for light vehicles, but not Achtards.
Victory point under enemy control.
And we got the 30 cal crew there hauling it all forwards, perhaps a bit too forwards. I'll have to see. Moira comes out of Redxwings there with the Grasshopper, the German equivalent of that. It did actually
Territory
equivalent
is
to
in
that.
enemy hands.
Can't quite remember the name of it right now. Excuse me. Oh, the Fiesler Storch. It's also used for transporting German officers, and it's only actually took down a few officers that way. Anyways, motor pool almost done there for Redxwings. Bit of mortified, they're almost taking out the MG-34 team.
Proximity alarm near our munitions point.
Neither player by have yet to pick a battle group here, slowly approaching the 10-minute mark. Obviously, 20-minute mark this way, typically want to pick a battle group latest. My opinion, at least. Anti-tank gun for Redxwings, the good old M1. And far up north, the Lattouf sinks his teeth into that northern fuel pond. Redxwings here with heavy weapons. 50 cals, gallant team weapons thing.
Supply lines are cut.
It's a really awkward
Territory is
name.
isolated.
Gallant stand,
We have lost
okay.
control of a victory
That'll
point.
sell. Yeah, for an anti-tank gun and a support weapon, I feel like gallant stand is perhaps a bit misappropriated. And nothing yet for Lattouf, but if we sort of go by, shall I say, typical DAK behavior, like, you know, after a certain point really just haven't chosen anything, it's typically armor support. Casualty-wise, it's not looking ideal for Redxwings, though. He is massively behind the course, partly because effectively Lattouf has been doing most of the fighting with the vehicles, meaning, of course, he's not really bleeding at all. And there go 250-9s. That, of course, definitely means armored support, because then you get the boost their machine guns, they come better. And there we go. Second one, where they actually cancel the flak-filling half-track, so might be what Lattouf is actually doing is just relying on the armored cars, and they might just try and take ahead here. It's a bold strategy, but then bold strategy is also a lot more fun to follow than the safe ones. And there go, White Pin Redxwings was not paying attention. Good golly, this is Definitely looking like the point of Redxwings may need to get a bit serious. Meanwhile, Lattouf here riding high. Goes straight for the Panzer Commando here. And almost got the bike there. Down it goes. Down it goes. German forces punching from the south here. Panzer Pioneer the Hut. After they're supporting with its 20mm autocannon, which is very much the standard for German reconnaissance vehicles. Even the worst some experiments with other guns, the vast majority were equipped with that one gun. And they're getting plasma heavy fire there from the 250-9. The anti-tank gun slowly inching forwards here. As Lattouf's Panzer Commando is almost done. There you go, great shot on the armoured car there. This will in fact completely consume all 250 half-track construction, and they'd actually use 250 and a half as well for the reconnaissance units after the point of the war. So, there's a fun fact. Another MG-35 for Lattouf.
Commandant, we have come up. Victory point lost.
Way recons there out of Redxwings as he tries to figure out what Lattouf is up to. Casualty wise, it's definitely awkward to watch. And then again, he is playing as the American, so in that sense, casualties just tend to matter notably less, and particularly in the early game, because the American economy just kind of operates on, like, you know, completely, like, you know, different plane of existence. Imaginary. Which very much, you know, kind of allows him to, like, at times suffer some rather awkward-looking casualty rates, and it just doesn't matter because the Americans can just kind of shrug it off.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
It's one of those, I think, less discussed things about the Americans.
We have half-track support fueled and ready for deployment.
We'll have to see him. Still, it's not looking great for Redxwings, but he is playing as the Americans. They end up not matching too much. And they're going to sword right here on the 250-9. And you've hit a 14, they're definitely getting scratched a bit far there. Far up north here, we got Panzer back up to 250-9 drive, and they're getting gutted though, while encountering the German army there.
Panzer Pioneer standing by.
Keep still at it, Excellency 2. Another 30 cal already dropped from it, so he's definitely getting some good value out of it. But interesting enough, we're not seeing any of the 30 cals being upgraded to 50 cals yet. There hasn't been too much otherwise this battle as of yet. Could also go for Panda 3s here soon, which will certainly not make things easier for Redxwings. Shoots, misses. What a miss there from the attacking crew there. There you go, Heavy also got the bolstered crews there. Scout team about to get knocked out. Keep applying the pressure there. Scout team down. Gets. Oh, didn't get the 250. Finishes off there. I guess there's a small, and then the Jeep just explodes after contact with the anti-tank rifles. Cripple cap as well here. Only adding here to Redxwings, I think, discomfort there. You can feel discomfort is. Meanwhile, Redxwings taking it for the tank depot of Boldmore here. Punch being ripped apart with 30 cal fire there. We got the arm moving closer to the mortar. Panther 3 on the way for Lattouf and Das Vaterland. Driving down the fuel pump, pushing back the Panzerjägers. 250-9 moving in. A lot of hot spots here again, playing across the entirety of the map instead of just focusing on one point. Thumbs up. 30 cal though is MG-34. Pushing that back.
Confirming enemy points at 300 and dropping.
Still, Redxwings is starting to work on the casualty difference, even it is painfully slowly. At least some of them are enemy-like vehicles. Stuckers of there for Lattouf, going for some rocket artillery at the Panda 3. I mean, I can see the logic, but Panda 3 I think also would have been handy.
Victory point under enemy control.
First route shot ready here for Redxwings. Tank depot almost done as well. That said, fuel-wise, it's going to take a while to get there to, say, a Sherman or Hellcat. Still not seeing any of those. 30 cal to becoming 50 cal, so that of course would help out Mr. Redxwings, I think, a fair bit as the infantry and light vehicles. Stukas was right around the corner here for Lattouf.
Stukas to food has arrived. We're losing
It's
ground.
chucked.
Munitions
Panzer
point.
Gurney is routed. Bolts are scatter there. And there goes Stukas is ready to be part of a Panzer Division's Panzer Pioneer Unit. Fun fact there, to be part of the heavy weapons company, and also later become part of the Panzer Brigade. Fun fact there. Machine gun white, absolutely devastated. But the barrage there from Lattouf. Additionally, they basically fired and enabled there for rockets and special sort of wooden crate frames there. Which they can also basically just fire from, like, you know, static positions on the ground. Or mount on other things like, say, the Hodgkiss tanks, which is C1. Bit of an interesting construction in a sense. 412 is 268. Ambulance here for Lattouf. Bit late to the party on that one, I suppose. You see, could soon go for some armor or a tank destroyer. There's not exactly a lot of tanks to shoot at, so the tank destroyer arguably end up being a bit of a waste. But there you go, 50 calories ready here for Mr. Redxwings. Air reconnaissance again. It's not really doing much else out of the battle group though yet here versus Lattouf. Good airburst shelling there from the mortar. 112 is 255. Enjoying the 250 cal there. Good big goes down. We got a Sherman there for Redxwings. Also plenty of manpower getting back. Some more infantry could be in
The
idea.
enemy has 250 points.
And this time just big rock from the Redxwings. It's just a barrage goes off there. Massive here. There's so many rockets just slamming down there up north. Pushing back the 250 half tank here. Close hold there for
Our victory point is being
Mr.
neutralized
Lattouf.
by the enemy.
And a Rauschko diving in aggressively here towards the centre. Precision right outside Lattouf's base here, knocking on the door of the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. They're finding the door quite aggressively defended. Ambulance here, I think, is perhaps a bit too bold a position there by Lattouf. 15 knocked out here for the Americans if the gunners could hit, mind you. There you go, finally got hit off, but at this point the ambulance is already far away. The grenades on the Rauschko heat grenades and the Germans. Almost got the machines in there, go 250 flanking on the anti-tank and punchers popping up. Got the Sherman ready now here for Redxwings. Almost had the machine team there, but fell a bit short. Takes a hit here from the Sherman. Definitely, I think, a bit spongy at this level. And it's an armoured car, not a bloody tank. Kind of like to be one. Panzer III's them on the way for Lattouf, finding the Sherman. They're clearly forcing some counter response out of Lattouf and the Reich. He has to cease his dilly-dallying and get in there. Comes heading up, capturing the anti-tank gun. Starting to get a bit more, I think, focus around the centre here, though, unfortunately, like so many matches. There's still a bit of action on the sides. And the field has arrived here for Lattouf and Das Wasser on the Model L. Apparent larger number of Panzer for contingency service in Italy compared to the France's. Again, it just wasn't seen as that important. And I think it's also less vital for tech fighting, so they just kind of stuffed the Panzer III's down there for the first part. No little fun fact on that one. Another barrage straight out of hell here against Latvians. Much more scattered position this time around. Definitely minimising the impact. We need to do something about these victory points. 412 is on 95. Scouts on the way for Redxwings to replace the ones lost. Probably help with map control. But noting though, I mean, with really just a pair of Panzerjägers, You know, and a Panther fleet with one Panther, particularly. I mean, the Germans going to be kind of difficult to stop here for Lattouf. Definitely going to need some more to take assets soon. South Signature Traffic was quickly stopped here by a squad there with a half-track supporting an Armoured.
Improved tanks and munitions shall lay waste to enemy armor.
There you go, Sherman going for some easier targets here. Germans falling back from the southern victory point. Still big lead here for Lattouf and Redxwings. Shot there from the Panzer III. DAK reinforcing healing. The Mortify landing closely, Rifle going for the centre victory point now. Seizing what they can, looking to stop the bleeding. Air reconnaissance again. Quite consistent use of the ability out of Redxwings. Thumbs
Enemy
up.
forces have captured a victory point.
We're seeing a Pershing here out of Redxwings. We'll be seeing him off-range gun there.
Territory is now in enemy hands.
Counter-attack here by Lattouf across the centre, even as American resistance is growing a bit fiercer now, a bit more of a problem.
Enemy forces have claimed our
Now
sector.
distributes barrage, going to take out some of these support weapons, and Zetman's going to take out squirrels. Panzer rushing forward, second Panzer almost done there for Lattouf.
Panzer III on station.
Weapons though continues to be a fierce opponent. Despite the odds stacked against him. And if we quickly infect southwards, expecting it to cut response from Redxwings, I think that's a pretty good read here. With Redxwings bringing in another Sherman.
The victory point is being
Cancels
taken
it.
from us.
Perhaps he's planning a Pershing after all or something else, maybe a 3-inch gun. Sherman active bounce, very fortunate here for Lattouf. Up the north side, centre kind of open here. Got 1-8 versus 148. Between the two sides remains quite significant. North side point. Scouts busy there. We got the Armoured coming forwards again. 134. Redxwings really needs to do something there. Got a quick aggressive flankish. There's also needing another barrage. Let them just much resources. Is he actually going to go for a Pershing here? Would be interesting. The problem is I think he just doesn't have like command point to go for it anytime soon. There we go. I think he realizes that. Yeah, the plan of Pershing just discards it because again, just trying to go for Pershing right now I think would be completely self-defeating. He definitely just needs more tanks now. The second Sherman on the Redxwings after all.
Territory sector out of contact.
The Lattouf also feels like he's getting a bit more cautious, despite I would argue not really that much reason for it, except he's put help Redxwings to also further get a bit back into this fight, as long as he plays his cards correctly.
The enemy has 100 points remaining.
There's another points now for Redxwings, just Lattouf who's on the 400. Panzer being hammered by the Sherman. Time to grab Northern Pole, we got a Panzer is swarming in with the scouts there. 91 versus 1-8. The upgun the Shermans there for Redxwings.
We have surplus munitions to support the
Go
war
for another
effort.
Panther here for Lattouf. Air reconnaissance again, very consistent use of that ability there. Thumbs up to Redxwings. Not much there to Lattouf. There you go, both Shermans upgun to the 7.6mm gun, which is also a high velocity gun for increased penetration. Meanwhile, Lattouf brief considering a Flak 36, which I definitely think would be a bit of an odd choice. Set another Panther 3 here. That said, the Flak 36 would have completely been a waste there, obviously, with two Shermans about, their particular upgun, but should be the ideal either. 58. I mean, Redxwings really needs to get his hands on these victory points. He needs to hold them. Both Panthers getting upgraded. That one halfway done. Going force in the center, trying to get the victory point back here. Only met with 50 cal fine there. Stuttgart's was unleashing hell. Sherman's just sitting back for now. That's waiting for the right time to strike here.
The enemy has only 50 points. Victory is within our grasp.
34 in the air bursted, and there go Panthers go for the Sherman's flanks. Stuttgart's was almost taken up, but does survive the encounter. So does the MD-34.
Enemy forces have taken our territory.
Southern points falling here. We got 408 versus 44.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Panther ready. Got to be engaged with the Panzers. Southern victory point off within reach of the right. He jumps and moving it back up there to take them here. Engaging here, Lattouf's Panzers. Redxwings channels is in a pattern which is charged in there. One of the anti-tank and almost had one on the Panther Fleece, but it does escape. Close call there. Germans keep at it. Pursuing the Panther Fleece. 408 versus 34, center victory point back to 450. Cal Robman moving in here. And we got an 80-40 being brought up to assist once more as well. Both sides really trying to just get that center victory point. And there we go. Dive bombs. Mention of that machine gun. 27 versus 408. Massive gap here. 95-36. Redxwings again. Needs to really pick up the slack here. Far up north, their victory point again being struck. Hellcats on there for Redxwings. M18 tank destroyers. The sheer number of Panzer Fleece is starting to concern him a bit.
New Tiger tanks will be made
And the
available
two with
shortly.
armored reserves. Dukes, Panzer 4, who knows? It could even be a Tiger tank, I think under current circumstances. Tiger tank might be a bit
Proximity
much.
alarm near our capture point.
Might be a bit much. Hellcat almost done. Up north here, 250 to 9 withdrawing. We got the Panzers hanging back in 19-9 versus 41. I mean,
Territory
Redxwings seems stuck in a perpetual game of catch-up here.
The territory sector has been claimed by
Armor
the
reserves
enemy.
almost researched.
Panzer pioneers reported
Coming
killed.
back, Hellcat ready.
Heavy
Panzer
armor
Pioneer
research
taking losses.
Ammunitions point is
There we
being
go,
taken
Panther
from
Fleet
us.
striking out on their own. He's showing in, trying to block their Phoenix and grab the victory point. Hellcat snaking in there, catching the Panzers in a bit of an ambush. But the Panzers dive in harder. Got Loiters called in here by Lattouf.
Centimeter high. Deployed in action.
And half-track knocked out by the other Sherman. Anti-tank is joining in. He's Sherman kaput. Panther Fleet narrowly surviving here. Close call there for Lattouf and the 15th. Another good shot here from the anti-tank and almost got it. Really close now. Green finishes off the Panther Fleet here. Moving up north, other Sherman moving about here. Blindsiding here. Lattouf was clear, wasn't ready for it to dive in this deep. Amnib's in the danger zone here. The nightmare of any ambulance driver forces to get in the crosshairs of any American. And there you get ambulance kaput.
Killed.
Got the anti-tank on there. What will Lattouf go for next? Panther 4, Stooks. We try and hold up for the Titan. Got strafing on inbound, I think, here from Redxwings. Forcing more men around here. Panther has been caught in for the Sherman, the Hellcat. This tank's isolated. We got one self-repairing while grabbing a point, but it's so unhealthy. That Redxwings needs to take it out here. Stooks called in. 2 thumbs up to Lattouf. Too late though for that Panther Fleet. The Sturmgeschütze have been summoned. White Fox is employed here. Almost got the Panzer 3 there as well. Losing all Panzer 3s would be certainly painful here for Lattouf, and he does lose them. Leaving just the Stooks and some infantry and support weapons. Still has a good victory upon lead, so as long as Lattouf doesn't lose it, he can still win this, I think, quite handily.
fire on enemy troopers!
There you go, Rifleman the MD-34 team. And dive bombing again, Troopers was releasing some hell. Again, trying to get some targets, almost had it there. With just 15 points left, Redxwings is putting up a hell of a fight here. Definitely needs some repairs here for the stuff. We got more Shermans left for Redxwings and the Forces of Freedom and Democracy. More air reconnaissance. Again, Redxwings Senior is supposed to keep an eye on there. And his opponent. Sherman halfway done there. Sherman engaging. Hellcat being engaged with the Panzers and the Stuka could see knocked out here. Quite a slip there by Redxwings at the worst time possible. Stuka's diving in, though not upgrading kill up machine guns, by the way. And Titangle enter. We got 11 points left here. Redxwings is running out of time. 10 points left. 9. It looked like he was having a comeback, but looks like Lattouf has shut the door there. He told him to get lost. Well, can you render the point neutral? There's smoke deployed. Blocking one of the machine guns, but not the other one, which can't hit these rocks. What are these ones here? There we go. 4 points left. These men are halted. We got a Sherman going for a flank here. Other Sherman instincts inching up across the centre here, mortifying down death here. Redxwings comes in swinging. And there you go. Panzerjäger's down over here, rushing the Stukas. 50 coming forward to the cover smoke here. Lattouf is getting blindsided by Redxwings tactics. Something, anyways. And there you go, 5th cal flanking the MD-34. Supported by the Sherman, could see the MD-34 team wiped out. And it goes down. Another single blow to Lattouf at a point we can't necessarily afford it. And now we got the Stuka Thomas Shermans bringing it backed up by anti-tank guns as well, obviously. Almost got the Stuka here. Oh, God, Team Himmel. Redxwings might actually do it. Is staging, by all appearances, a comeback here. Genuine comeback, ladies and gentlemen. And Lattouf suddenly is an incredibly terrible spot here.
The Panzergrenadier squad has been cut down.
Another unit wiped here. I think Redxwings might actually have won this. Lattouf just kinda lost it all there. He just lost it all.
Victory point.
That's a hell of a throw there.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Well done, I guess, by Redxwings. Survive all of that and then win it here towards the end. That was some impressive endurance. But yeah, at this point, I don't know how Lattouf could win it. I mean, he could try to stick in, but the problem is right now with all these tanks, he can probably just like deflect any attempts to do so. It's like units near Boswell seem like just trying to sneak up on them isn't going to work either. Another pen for Lattouf. There you go, GG game over. A loss there for Lattouf against Redxwings. A nice little fight there. But hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.